could say the same thing and bring it in here. They started out 2 million strong and ended up with 2 men.
Amen.
Right? They saw the works of God. They saw the manifestation of the Spirit. They saw great mighty miracles being done there in Egypt and everything. It started out, but it wasn't in their heart. They didn't overcome. They just come out. And Jesus said, and they perished in the wilderness and are eternally dead. Every one of them is dead. That means eternal separation. Every one of them rotted in the wilderness. But there was 2 men, Joshua and Caleb. And when it comes to the showdown, the obstacles were so great, so they looked like grasshoppers side of them. Joshua screamed out with Caleb and said, we're more than able to do it. Why, God said so. And they were overcomers. They overcome. They was the ones that was privileged out of that whole great organization of people to take the real elected bride into the promised land. Joshua and Caleb in the front lines out there as the 2 generals led them right down to the river, crossed the river over into the promised land. Why? They believed the Word. No matter what. But those men had that Word of the Lord and they stayed with it. And they went over. Not he that starts, he that finishes. Many start the race, but there's one finishing it. There'll be many churches start, many groups of people. There'll be one group finish.
Amen.
That's the overcomers. See, as I said at the beginning, you're born defeated. And that birth can never bring you to life because you're born defeated. And you're in a defeated world amongst defeated people, amongst defeated creeds, defeated denominations. You've got to come to victory some way. It's just like a lily. Whereas a lily, I think, is one of the most prettiest flowers that there is. I'm very fond of those great cow lilies and pond lilies. I think there's nothing hardly as pretty as a great big pond lily, call it water lily. How it's radiance. And where does it come from? It's a little seed down in the bottom of a muddy, mucky pond. And that little seed, yet all the radiance that'll ever shine in it is in it right then when it's in that mud. But it has to strive daily, knowing that there's something that's black, it's dirty, it's mucky, it's slimy, and that slime that it's living in. Yet it presses its way through the mud, the muck, and the waters and the stagnant places until it sticks its head above the light and expresses what's been hid in it all the time. I preached a sermon about 20 years ago, I guess, on Reverend Mr. Lilly. Lilly, the pastor. Took it from the text of where Jesus said, consider the lilies, how they neither toil or spin. Yet I say to you, in Solomon, all of his glory is not arrayed like one. I think that's an overcomer. That once in sin, once did things that was wrong. Don't worry about it now. Once did things that was wrong. Then, now, why look back into the pond? See, look, you have God, by His predestination, has brought this seed to life. And it's pressing itself. See, coming to life. And now, on top of all of that, It has overcome. See? It doesn't express itself down there. It's getting up to express itself. Neither did you in your sin and adultery and everything that you lived in. You didn't express nothing, but there was a seed in there. And it got a chance to press itself into life. And now you're in the presence of Jesus Christ with the sunlight. It brought out what you really was in the beginning. You see what I mean? You saw the light. You bloomed out. You laid your heart open. And now you're a lily. You remember my sermon on the lily? Reverend Lily. How he toils, yet does he not spin. And yet Solomon in all his glory is not arrayed like one. He's look at him. He's ready to get. He takes nothing for himself. The lily don't care nothing about himself. What does he do? He throws his beauty out. His life. That others might see. His life is expressed out. That others might see the glory. What's in him? That was in him in that mud. Now he's on top. That's the overcomer. He overcome the mud. He overcome the things of the world. And now he freely gives himself out. Everybody can look at him. His life, can't put a finger on it. Hey, he's a real overcomer. You can't say anything about him now. We're saying come out of the mud, but he's not in the mud now. He's on top of it. Amen. You can't point back what he was. What is he now? Amen. He's on top. Then the bee comes by and says, that wonderful perfume, I believe I'll go and get my part. He just opens up his heart. Come on, I'm all right. Everything takes from him. See, he's a real pastor. He expresses the glory of God. And look where he comes from. He had to overcome to do that. One time, he or she was young and fair, beautiful. They had a lot of temptations to go through, but they overcome that. See? They overcome now the expressing the real beauty of Christ in their life. Notice, expressing through the mud. Jesus gave us the example how to do it. Now we want to know how to overcome. Jesus told us how to do it. See? Humility. Girded himself. Took a towel, washed the disciples' feet, and wiped them. The very God of heaven humiliating himself. We don't want to be humiliated. That's the reason women don't want their hair to come out. That's right. The reason they don't want to dress like ladies should dress. It's like man don't want to. See, it's the same thing. They get humiliated. But Jesus constantly, look who he was. Greatness. I'm going to say something. Greatness humiliates itself. Grace humbles itself. Greatness. I've had the privilege of meeting some great men. And it's these guys that's got to change their clothes. 50 cents in their pocket and to rattle. That's the guy that thinks he's something when he's nothing. But I stood with great man. I mean great man. With ragged sleeves, cuffs. They make you think you're the great person. See? Greatness is humility. Don't forget that, church. Greatness is expressed in humility. Not how fine you can be. I don't mean dirty now. I mean humble in spirit. See? I don't mean just get out and go over, wash and clean up. That you should do that, you know it. But I'm talking about humility genuine humility, not something put on, something it is. That's real humility. Look at the lily. It comes from way down in the muck. And every minute of the day it has to be drawing from the earth. See? And what does it do with this virtue that it draws? It gives it out. It makes a beautiful sight for the admirer. It opens up itself for honey, for the bee to come and get his part. Don't complain. It's just got it to give out. Well, if the bee come in there, insufficient funds. No honey. The bee will scratch his head and say, what kind of a lily is that? If a man coming along trying to find salvation, go to the church that believes the days of miracles is past. And the spiritual man growing needs something to eat on. That's the Word of God. I believe every word of it. God has a table spread where the saints of God are fed. He invites His chosen people, come and dine. With His manna He does feed, He supplies our every need. Oh, it's sweet to sup with Jesus all the time. Now you must have virtue. I said then, the first thing you know is somebody loves to smell the odor. He ain't selfish. He's got odor. Before he can give out odor, he has to have it. Before he can give out honey, he has to have it. Before he can give out beauty, he has to have it. Before he can give out virtue, you have to have it.